Now we've completed the second step of our white fast cut foam, extreme cut and EVP. We removed about 75 to 80% of the imperfections. This paint looks pretty phenomenal. It looks glass-like in these halogen lights, but we're going to take it even further. Now we're going to our finished polish stage, which is our Evolution polish. Evolution polish is a very mild cutting polish that's used for finishing. And you're going to want to use this product when you're doing maintenance detailing, just for general cleaning and restoring gloss, or you're going to use it after doing a heavy cutting correction step like we've been doing here on this panel. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose a pad. I'm going to go with our 6-inch green polishing foam. Now this is a great foam that complements our Evolution polish when we've got to this step where we've got a lot of the deep imperfections, micro swirls, and rids out of the paint. We're going to go ahead and attach it to our Evo backing plate. We're going to go ahead and center it. Once we get it centered, make sure it's securely on. Okay, now the pad's on. Now, in this step, I'm going to still use my EVP Pad Prime. This is our lubricating agent for extending polishing time and also help to jewel the finish to remove any light hazing or dulling that was caused from the previous cutting step. So again, we're only going to apply one small dot. And that's a lot of product there. We're going to take and wipe it in, and that's enough to do this door. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to show this half a door. So now the next step is to apply the Evolution polish in 2 small beads. And then you want to take your finger and kind of just rub it in so we don't spit it down the side of the car. Now, again, I want to start off at a slower speed to get my coverage. So we're going to go ahead and start at speed 3 on the ported cable. Okay? So same as before, we want to just spread it out with our coverage first. Now, I'm using one hand because this car is just pretty low to the ground. But when I get into moving the hazing and dulling from the fast cut, I'm actually going to now up to speed 5. I've got my coverage. Okay. Now I'm going to hold one hand up here and one on the handle, and I'm going to lean into this with medium pressure. Again, overlapping. Right now it's not light, it's medium pressure that I'll apply. As you can see, I've got control of the machine. And I'm using a horizontal overlapping pattern. Left to right. Now I'm going to try my little horizontal, vertical I mean, sorry, up and down motion. Now I'm going to lighten up my pressure. Take my microfiber towel and my gloss enhancer. And let's take a look at the paint. Wow, look at this finish. I can't believe this. This is just the finished polish. We haven't even got to the gloss finish or our concorso, which is our last step protection. But we've already got like a mirror-like appearance in the finishing step, and this is where we want to be. We're right now about 95% correction with the lighting that we're using. And you can see that if you look and pan across here, we still have heavy swirls and scratches on the before side. If you come to the right side, it looks like we have waxed or glazed the right side, and all we've done is use the Evolution polish for finishing. Now we're ready to move on to the next step. But before we do that, I'm going to show you a technique if there was still a little bit of hazing. And sometimes, depending on the hardness of the clear, this is what we call pretty intermediate clear. It's not hard, it's not soft, but let's say the clear was soft and you still have a little bit of marring. So what I'm going to do is on the machine, I'm going to drop it back down to a 3. I'm going to work it a couple more passes, but I'm going to spray the gloss enhancer on the fender. Spread it out, again, get my coverage. Then I'm just going to go back and work that horizontal overlapping motion. Right now I'm just letting the pad and the product work. You can see the product is still on the pad, it's working wet, and I have added no more product. And that's the key about glossing is the gloss lasts more when working the product. You don't want to use too much product or you'll be there forever working the product. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but once you do, you're going to save a ton of product and save a ton of time. Okay, we finished the polishing stage with the green pad, the Evolution Polish, EVP, and a little bit of gloss enhancer. What you want to do after completing the step to make sure that we remove the imperfections, we didn't hide the imperfections, we're going to go ahead and use what we call a 50-50 alcohol or isopropyl rubbing alcohol, which you can buy in a drugstore, mixed with distilled water. Now, why are we doing this? We want to wipe down this section to make sure that we're not hiding any imperfections and any polish is still in the finish isn't masking it. So we're going to go ahead and remove this piece of tape that we used to show the 50-50 shot. And we're going to go ahead and spray our alcohol water mixture on the door. We're going to clean both sections. Just like the detailer, we're going to spray some on the finish. Now we're going to take our microfiber towel and we're going to wipe down the whole door. Remove some of that tape. Go ahead and spray a little bit more. Get a little bit of glue. See, we've got 4 or 5 behind me halogen lights, and wow, I mean, you can actually see a color difference in the paint from the before to the after. It's pretty dramatic. Now we've corrected the paint, we're ready to move on to the next step, which is going to be applying our gloss finish, LSP, which is our last step protection, and that's going to maintain a wet gloss or durability for the next 4 to 8 months depending on the climate you live in.